I want to hit on Auburn. Jeff, when we were in New York, we watched Duke embarrass Illinois, right? They won that game by 43 points. And Auburn came back here 4 days later. They get Ole Miss in their own building. They win this game by 30 in Neville Arena. It was the single best points per possession performance we've seen from Auburn in the KenPom era. Since the 96-97 season, we have not seen Auburn put up more than 1.49 points per possession. And I only say that because Chris Beard is a team or is a coach that is known for putting together some elite defenses. And Auburn shredded it tonight. I said, and you laughed at me when I said this, I said it feels like Auburn is coming back to earth a little bit in New York with some of the struggles they had against some of the teams at the bottom of the SEC. They played against a team in the top half of the SEC tonight and absolutely obliterated them. Your take on Auburn?
I was down there a couple of days ago talking to these guys, and the one thing I did not realize, and I think it's aided by the fact that they've won so many games this year, their chemistry is ridiculous. It's off the charts. And you can really tell when guys are able to rip on one another off the court and they can take it and dish it back, right? And I saw it up close with Janai Broome, Tahad Pettiford, and Miles Kelly. And those dudes, again, they've only known each other for like 8 months, playing with each other for 4 or 5 months. And the way they interacted with one another and how much fun they had. And you can see it with Janai on the court now. Like, he's loose. He's talking trash. They all are. They've got a lot of dudes who understand what they do best. This is still Janai's team. But look at Pettiford. He doesn't try to force things. When things aren't going his way, just, okay, you know what? It's Chad Baker-Mazara's night. It was early. They got him the ball. Janai was terrific. Obviously, we know what Jones does defensively. He's been ridiculous this year. But, to do this against an Ole Miss team that isn't overpowering, but they're good, and they destroyed them tonight. I mean, it was a game for a few minutes when Ole Miss cut it before half. But other than that, then Auburn was just like, all right, you know what? We took our foot off the gas a little bit. All right, we played with you. Now this shit's over.
Yep. Yeah, it looked like McCall, they had gotten just a little bit, maybe bored is the wrong word, but it looked like they were ready for the NCAA tournament and for the postseason. And then tonight they were like, look, you know what? People are doubting us. We hear some of this noise. Rob Dawser's running his mouth on the field of 68. I got to show this dude what we're all about.
No, they don't know who you are.
It was.
They have no idea.
Yeah. So I was on Full Ride this morning on Sirius XM with our boy Chris Childers and Coach Rick
Childers,
who I'm still confused on how I lost in golf to Coach Neuheisel last year at the Final Four, but that's a story for another day. And Childers brought up our group chat on the field of 68. He brought it up, and he said, McCall. He said, let me ask you this. When John Fanta, who's one of the most respected guys in the media in terms of college basketball, everybody loves Fanta. Jordan Cornette told me he did a game with Fanta at UConn, and it was like he was walking in the gym with a celebrity. Fanta puts in our group chat, I'm concerned about Auburn. And he brought it up this morning on Full Ride, and I'm sitting there like, I don't get it. What is he concerned about? Like what, Fanta, we love you. You're the man. What are you concerned about when it comes to this team? I don't get, they had 20 assists tonight. 20. The way they play the game, they have Coach Bruce Pearl, that is arguably one of the best coaches in the entire country. The ball moves, they defend at a high level, and they play the game the right way. I'm not concerned at all. At all. I think this whole NCAA tournament is going to come down to matchups. The last season, especially when you look at, the landscape of college basketball, we knew UConn and Purdue were in a class of their own, and they played for the national championship. That is not the case this season. There is parity. If Auburn doesn't win a national championship, it's going to be because they run into a matchup that's not good for them in the NCAA tournament. Maybe there's a front court that just overwhelms them. Maybe there's physicality in the front court. It's not because they're not fully capable of winning a national championship. They clearly are. And to the way that they played tonight, to win that game by 30, I mean, Ole Miss is good. Chris Beard can coach. And that game was never even a game, if you really think about it. So
here's the only thing I'll push back on you on, McCall. I think, and I love your Gators, and I love Houston. I think Houston is better than anybody realizes with the way that Milo Zuzan has been playing. All I'll say is I think we are trending towards a Duke-Auburn national champion, a collision of those two powers in the final, similar to the way that we were trending towards it with UConn and Purdue last year. That doesn't mean it's guaranteed to happen, but I think those two teams have set themselves apart from the field more than anybody else. Listen, we got to get to a break.